Have you ever found yourself in one of those head-scratching moments where you've maybe bought something you didn't really need or reacted in a way that, looking back, just feels totally irrational?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a common feeling. And the really fascinating thing is it's rarely just bad luck or you somehow failing.
Right.
It's actually your brain doing its thing,
Yeah.
taking these little shortcuts. They're not bugs, they're features, really. Part how we're wired.
Exactly. And that brings us right to the heart of our deep dive today. Daniel Kahneman, he's a Nobel Prize-winning psychologist, and his book, Thinking Fast and Slow, is just huge.
It really is monumental.
It's basically like an owner's manual for your brain, explaining why we do these things, why we're wired this way.
And what Kahneman does so brilliantly is take all this complex brain science and just distill it. He boils it down to this core idea. We have two main ways of thinking. System 1 and System 2, he calls them.
So simple sounding, right?
Deceptively simple. But once you get that framework, so much about why people do what they do, including yourself, just starts to make sense. It clicks.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive then. We're going to unpack these two systems. We'll look at the mental traps they can set for us.
Yeah, the biases.
Right, the biases. And crucially, we want to give you some practical awareness. Tools, really. So you can maybe make smarter, more considered choices.
Think of it like a shortcut to understanding how you tick decision-wise.
All right, let's jump in. We've got to meet System 1 first. This is kind of like your brain's autopilot. It's running the show most of the time without you even noticing. It's super fast, it's intuitive, it's emotional.
It's that instant gut reaction.
Exactly. Like when you easily read someone's expression or you duck when a ball flies at your head.
Yeah.
Or even just driving a route, really well while thinking about something else entirely.
Or just understanding a simple sentence instantly. System 1 is amazing at connecting dots, creating stories from, well, sometimes not much information.
And that's its strength, but also where the trouble starts, right? It's built for speed, for survival, like our ancestors needed.
Precisely. Split-second decisions. It's a pattern-matching genius. But yeah, that speed, it means it sometimes cuts corners on accuracy.
Okay, so then there's System 2.
Right. The other side of the coin, System 2 is, well, it's the opposite. It's slow, deliberate, logical. It takes effort.
That's the one you use for like hard math problems or planning a budget.
Exactly. Or really weighing the pros and cons of a big decision like changing jobs or making a major purchase. It requires focus, real mental energy. It's your analytical mind.
Okay, but here's the kicker, the real dynamic between them. System 1 is the default, isn't it? It's always on.
Always running in the background, yeah. Generating feelings, intuitions.
And System 2, you said it's kind of lazy.
Yeah, lazy is Kahneman's word for it. It conserves energy. It doesn't like to work unless it absolutely has to.
So it only steps in if System 1 gets stuck, or if you consciously make it engage.
Pretty much. System 1 flags something as difficult, or you deliberately focus. Otherwise, System 1 makes a suggestion, an intuition, and System 2 often just nods along, accepts it without much scrutiny.
Which means our fast gut feelings often drive our actions before the logical part even gets a proper look in.
And that's how we end up with these predictable errors, these cognitive biases. Because System 1 is optimizing for speed and coherence, not always for accuracy.
Let's talk about those biases then. Overconfidence seems like a big one.
Huge. System 1 is designed to create a coherent story out of the information it has. And it makes that story feel really compelling, really certain, even if the information is incomplete or shaky.
So it's not just making a quick guess.
No, it's constructing a narrative, a story that feels right. And that feeling of rightness can be so strong, it masks the gaps, the uncertainties. System 2 doesn't even realize it needs to check the facts because the story feels so solid.
So that feeling of certainty, that's a red flag, like when you just know how something will turn out, even if you haven't really looked into it.
That's often a sign, yeah, that strong conviction without necessarily strong evidence. That could be System 1 running the show. We've all felt it, right? Certain about a prediction and investment.
Totally. Okay, what's another big trap? You mentioned loss aversion.
Loss aversion. This is where emotions really drive the bus. System 1 weighs losses much more heavily than gains.
So like losing $100 feels way worse than gaining $100 feels good.
Exactly. Often about twice as bad, psychologically. It's an emotional imbalance, a gut feeling, what Kahneman calls an affect heuristic, that guides our choices, sometimes irrationally.
And that explains so much bad money management, like holding onto a losing stock just because Selling it would mean feeling the loss.
Precisely. But it goes beyond money, like you said. Staying in a bad situation, maybe a job or relationship, because the fear of losing what you have, even if it's not great, feels more potent than the potential gain of something better.
It's a really powerful emotional force. Okay, what about anchoring? That one sounds intriguing.
Anchoring is fascinating. It's where the first piece of information you get, even if it's totally random, sticks in your mind and heavily influences any later judgments.
Like a mental benchmark.
Exactly. Your system 1 latches onto that initial anchor, and system 2 being, well, lazy.
It doesn't adjust enough.
Right. Even if it knows the anchor is meaningless, it struggles to move far enough away from it.
Okay, give me the classic example, the sale price thing.
Yeah, that's a perfect one. If I say a shirt was $200, but now it's $99,
Your brain screams, deal.
instantly. System 1 anchors on the $200, making $99 seem like a steal, even if, objectively, it's still an expensive shirt you maybe wouldn't have bought otherwise.
Advertisers definitely know about that one.
Oh, for sure. But it's not just numbers, is it?
Good point. Can it be ideas, too, like first impressions?
Absolutely. That first bit of information about a person, a proposal, a project, it sets an anchor. All subsequent information gets judged relative to that starting point. It's harder to shift that initial perception.
Wow. So these biases aren't just little quirks. They connect, they influence everything, how you shop, how you vote.
How you see the world, really. They're baked into our thinking.
Okay, so this all sounds a bit bleak, like we're just programmed for error. But Kahneman's point isn't that, is it?
Not at all. That's the empowering part. His message is knowing this stuff, understanding how your brain works, that gives you a fighting chance.
Awareness is the key.
Exactly. It's not about becoming a different person or trying to eliminate system 1. It's about recognizing which system is operating and when you might need to intervene. It's about becoming a better observer of your own thoughts.
So how do we actually do that? If we know System 1 jumps to conclusions, how do we get System 2 involved?
Kahneman suggests creating deliberate pauses, moments of reflection. But it's not just stopping. It's asking the right questions, like a mental checklist.
Okay, what kind of questions? Like if I have a strong gut feeling,
You could ask, okay, wait, is this an emotional reaction? Am I just running on intuition here?
or am I actually looking at the facts? Have I considered alternatives? What evidence would prove my gut feeling wrong?
Yes, that kind of targeted self-questioning. It forces system 2 to engage. It breaks the autopilot.
And that applies to overconfidence too, right? Instead of just trusting that feeling of certainty.
You make system 2 do its homework. Actively look for reasons you might be wrong. Seek out different perspectives. Check the actual data or probabilities. Don't just go with what feels likely.
It's about building in strategic doubt.
Precisely. Engage that critical thinking muscle.
You know, what I really like about this is how practical it feels. It's not saying ignore your intuition, because our instincts are useful sometimes.
Absolutely.
It's just about knowing when you're on autopilot, and crucially, when that autopilot might be steering you towards a cliff, especially on big decisions.
And developing that awareness is a skill. You get better with practice. It lets you fine-tune your decision-making over time. It's self-mastery, not impossible perfection.
And the impact of that awareness, it seems huge, whether you're investing money, negotiating something important, making career choices.
Or even just daily stuff, what you eat, how you spend your time. Just pausing to ask, which system is driving this? Can save you from so many potential regrets. It really can change your outcomes.
So Kahneman basically gave us this mirror.
A mirror to see our own thinking process.
Yeah. And looking in that mirror can be a bit uncomfortable sometimes, can it? When you realize how much of your logic is actually just shortcuts and feelings and biases.
It's humbling, for sure, but it's absolutely the first step towards making more intentional, more thoughtful choices in your life.
So boiling it all down, what's the big takeaway for someone listening?
I think it's this. Our minds are amazing, truly incredible, but they have these built-in glitches, these predictable flaws. The goal isn't to wish them away.
You can't, really.
Right. The real skill is learning when to trust your gut, your fast system 1 thinking, and when it's really important to hit the brakes, slow down, and let system 2 do the heavy lifting, the careful reasoning.
Finding that balance.
That's the key.
Okay, so here's a challenge for you listening this week. Try to catch yourself. Just notice. Next time you're about to make a snap decision, buying something online, judging someone quickly, firing off an email.
Just pause.
Yeah, just for a second.
Yeah.
And ask, is this my fast brain system 1 jumping in? Or should I maybe let system 2 have a look first? Give it a proper go.
That tiny pause, that little question you ask yourself, it might honestly be all it takes to switch tracks from a choice you might regret to a much smarter one.
And those little pauses add up over time.
They really do. It can be genuinely transformative.
And that really gets to the core of thinking fast and slow, doesn't it? And hopefully what you've gotten from our chat today, it's about understanding your own mind.
So you can use it better.
Make it work for you, not against you.
Because really, when you think about it, the biggest, most important investment you ever make, it's not money, it's not property.
It's in the quality of your decisions.
Exactly. That shapes everything else.